All right, welcome back to Module 8.7. In this lecture video, let's learn how to simplifying what we so-called the algebraic expression by combining like terms. So the word combine means add or subtract, okay? Combine like term means add or subtract terms with the same variable and the same exponent. So what exactly we are adding and subtracting are the coefficients, and we're going to keep the common variable expression. We're going to keep the variable, as they are. So let me kind of, I mentioned this word before. What's an expression? An expression is simply something made out of terms. So if I got multiple terms, okay, let me just draw some picture here real quick. If I got multiple terms, okay, together, all these terms together is considered as a like term. Excuse me, it's considered as an expression. So let's say here I have a heart and the star, and let's have another heart back here. So together, these three terms together is an expression. So here we can combine the like terms. So heart and heart are the same. So I'm just going to combine them. So now, technically, I actually have how many heart here? I have one heart combined with another heart. So here I really have how many hearts? I really have what? 2 hearts. There you go. But 2 hearts together, if you just look at this thing, this is only one object, right? 2 hearts put together becomes a heart and a heart put together is 2 hearts. But once you combine them, okay, the 2 heart comes together. Just like, Legos. I love my kids love playing Legos. If you put exactly the same two Legos, I don't draw very well. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. If you put exactly the same 2 Legos together, just put one on top of the other. So you start out with 2 different objects, but once you put them together and you hold it on your hand, that's only one object, okay? So after we combine multiple terms together, we actually have lesser terms because we actually combine some of the terms that we started with. All right, so how do we do this? Very simple, okay? Just add and subtract normally. So if I got 6x, I need to subtract 9 more x's, okay? 6 minus 9. 6x subtract 9 more x's. Term with different sign, we will subtract. So normally when I subtract 6 and 9, I get a 3. Since I have more negative term than positive term, my answer would be negative 3x. Okay, 6x minus 9 more x, I should have negative 3x. That's all it is. That's all it means. Just like, I don't know, just like if I got 2 hearts plus 3 more heart, how many heart do I have? 5 of them. There you go. That's 5 hearts. That's what algebra is. Okay, a lot of combined like terms, and we call them simplifying the expression because we can only combine like terms. All right, so if you look at this one, I see a lot of plus and minus sign outside the parentheses, so I got a lot of terms here. So I can only combine the like terms. So if you actually take a look, negative x is like term with another negative x. Positive 6y is like term with the negative 4y. So when it comes to combine like terms, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and combine them. So negative x can combine with another negative x. So when we combine them, we say negative 1 minus 1. So terms with the same sign, we add. So that would be negative 2x. All right, combine like terms. Positive 6y, negative 4y can be combined. So when we combine them, that's when we say 6 minus 4, which is positive 2y. 6y minus 4 more y give me positive 2y. So just like I mentioned before back in, I think I did mention back in module 8.2, maybe I didn't. Okay, the wording, add and subtract versus positive and negative. When we say positive and negative, we view them as one term at a time. So when we're ready to do the operation, that's when we say add and subtract or plus and minus. Okay, that's exactly what I just did here. Positive 6y, negative 4y can be combined. So when we're ready to combine them, we just say 6 6y minus 4 more y. Give me positive 2y. All right. Normally, when we combine like terms or when we simplify the expression, we normally go by alphabetical order and go by exponents. Okay. So here, this example, this is kind of long. That just means I got a lot of terms here. So plus sign, plus sign, plus sign, minus sign. So let me highlight all the like terms in the same color. So positive 4x is like term with positive 6x. Negative 3 is like term with positive 6, which is like term with negative 9. So my yellow terms had containing x. So if we go by alphabetical order, I got to combine the term with x first. I always kind of put those in the front. So when I'm ready to combine them, I'm just going to say 4x plus 6x, which will give me positive 10x. All right, combine like terms. Negative 3 plus 6. Or if you're good, you can actually use the community property and see this as 6 minus 3, which is the same exact two terms. So negative 3 plus 6. Term with different sign, we subtract. That will give me positive 3. Positive 3 minus 9. Positive 3 minus 9. You see now, if you do it like the way you've been taught before, 3 minus 9, you might say, oh, that's a plus and negative. See, that's just too much work for here. If you just know 3 minus 9, negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. 3 minus 9, term with different sign, we subtract. So I should get negative 6. And that's all you have to do. 10x minus 6 is my answer. They are not like terms, so I cannot combine them. All right. All right, same thing here. Combine like terms. So negative 4x squared is like term with positive 2x squared because they have the same variable and same exponent. 3x is different than negative 3. So negative 3 is another term. All right, so alphabetical order and by exponent. Since the alphabetical are the same, the highest exponent go first. So negative 4x squared plus 2x squared. So when we combine them, we just say negative 4 plus 2. Terms with different sign, we subtract. So that will give me negative 2x squared, right? Because I got more negative term than positive term. My positive 3x got nobody to combine with, so that's still positive 3x. My negative 3 got nobody to combine with, so that's still negative 3. Okay, so this is my answer. And this answer is actually called a polynomial in Module 12. Okay. All right, let's try this again, okay? Alphabetical order and also go by exponents. So this is long because it has a lot of terms because it's a bunch of plus and minus sign outside the parenthesis. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight my like terms with the same color. So 2x squared and positive 3x squared are like terms. So when I combine them, that should give me, well, 2x squared plus 3 more x squared should be 5 of those x squared. All right, combine like terms. X squared go first, and the next one got to be x to the first power. So that would be negative 3x minus 6x, right? Those two are like terms. Negative 3x minus 6x, term with the same sign, we add. So that would be negative 9x, because we keep the sign when we combine them. So if you learned it this way before, I bet if you read tutorial or read a tutorial, they're going to say something about, let's make this into like parenthesis negative 3 minus 6 and put the x on the outside. It's actually involving with factoring, which we don't introduce factoring until module 13 in Math 108. And then since I have a subtraction, we got to use the additive inverse, which has become plus a negative 6x. So negative 3 plus negative 6 is going to be negative 9x. Or we can just learn it by saying term with the same sign we add. So that'll be negative 9x. Okay. Again, if you like the way I'm showing you, that's fine. If you like to do it more in detail, that would be fine as well. All right. Continue combine like terms. So now I got negative 1 can combine with negative 6. All right. So term with the same sign we add. So that should give me a 7 first. Since both terms are negative, my answer would just be negative 7 here. So my whole thing is 5x squared minus 9x minus 7. Alrighty. Now, let's do some with the distributive property. By the way, I did not mention this last time. There's actually two different versions of distributive property. One with the plus b plus a c version. The other one is a minus version. Same thing. The b plus c cannot be combined. So we just kind of say a times b, which will give me positive ab. Then we say a times positive c, which will give me positive ac. The whole idea is to bring the two terms to the outside the parenthesis. So with the minus version, b cannot combine with negative c. So we got to do the multiplication again. So we say a times b, which will give me positive ab. Then we say positive a times negative c, which will give me negative ac. All right. So let's see. And this kind of goes back to these problems look very much like what I showed y'all before back in module 8.2. As you can remember, with all these like plus or negative, that kind of thing, I was kind of training y'all to put a number in between the addition, subtraction sign, and the parenthesis. Because if you don't see a number there, it's always indicating as to be 1. So in a way, I was trying to train y'all to do that particular way for the distributive property. Because now, if you look at this problem here on the right, the second term, subtraction sign outside the parenthesis, tell me what's in front of it is one term. What's behind the subtraction sign is another term. Subtraction sign go with the term that follows. So my second term has two terms inside that parenthesis. So what number do I use here to do my distribution? If you don't see one, you got to be a 1 there. So we will read this as negative 1 times 3y, which will give me negative 3y. Then we say negative 1 times positive 4, which will give me a negative 4. So that's second term doing distribution. All right, let's distribute the first term. So how do I know this is time to do distribution? Because in the parenthesis, I got multiple terms that I cannot combine. I got more than 2 terms I cannot combine. If I only got 1 term in the parenthesis, there's no need to do distribution. You just multiply with a coefficient or with a number on the outside. Is the multiple is if I have more than 2 terms in the parentheses, that's when I have to bring them to the outside in order for them to get combined with their buddies. So my first term, positive 2 times 3x, we will say that's positive 6x. Then we say positive 2 times positive 3, that will give me positive 6. So now I'm staring down at 4 different terms. All right. Alphabetical order and go by exponents. So my like term, my 6x had no like term behind it. So that's still going to be 6x. X go first, then y. Negative 3y got no like term to combine, so that will still be negative 3y. All right, positive 6 can combine with negative 4. So when we combine them, I just say 6 minus 4, which is positive 2. So I don't know if y'all remember, I was mumbling something about seeing students where they take a simple problem and make it into plus and negative. Okay, I have seen that before. Come on, 6 minus 2, positive. 6 minus 4, positive 2. That's all it is. All right. So now this one on the left. All right. So now you see subtraction sign outside the parenthesis separate between 2 terms. My first term is negative 3 times x plus 4, my second term, behind the subtraction sign. So now my second term actually has a number in front of my parentheses. So it's not a 1 because it literally says a 3 right here. So when it comes to distributing with my second term, we don't say 3. We actually say negative 3 times y, which is negative 3y. Then we say negative 3 times positive 1, which is negative 3. Whatever you do, though, do not say this is plus a negative 3, okay? Because remember, every term can only have one sign. So just why not just go ahead and say negative 3. All right, and you never type plus and negative on the homework. It will never count right. All right, my first term distribute, negative 3 times x, which is negative 3x. Then we say negative 3 times positive 4, which is negative 12. So again, just like the one on the right, the only like term I got to combine is negative 12 and negative 3. So my first term still got to be negative 3x because go by alphabetical order. My second term got to be negative 3y. My constant term, negative 12 minus 3. Term with the same sign we add, so that would be negative 15. That's my answer. All right, so let's do more distribution. Again, addition sign outside the parentheses, separate between two terms. My first term, using a 3, do a distribution. So this time I got 3 terms in those parentheses, so I'm going to bring them all outside so it can combine with its buddy back here. My second term, positive 4, will do a distribution. All right, so first term, positive 3, do a distribution. 3 times y squared, 3 times positive 2y, and 3 times positive 1. That should give me positive 3y squared, positive 6y, and positive 3. All right, my second term in blue, distribute, positive 4 times y squared, positive 4y squared. Then we say positive 4 times positive y, which is positive 4y. Then we say positive 4 times positive 2, which is positive 8. All right, so all the terms are on the outside. So what do? Combine like terms. They're all using the same variable y, so let's go by the exponents. So 3y squared plus 4 more y to those squared. That will give me 7 of those y squared. All right, combine like term, y to the first power go next. 6y plus 4 more y, positive 10y. And at last, 3 plus 8, positive 11. Okay, that's all it is. Now, this problem looks kind of strange because if you look at the plus sign outside the parenthesis here, my first term is actually all this. So rather than put the 3 at the front, they put it on the back for us to do distribution with. So which is still the same thing. 3 still got to times y squared, which is 3y squared. Then the 3 will times positive 2y, which is positive 6y. And then that same 3 will multiply in positive 2, which is positive 6. All right, my second term has no parentheses. It's only got one term, so that just be positive y squared. My third term don't contains a parenthesis, so that's just going to be positive 4y. So let's combine like terms. They're all using y, so let's go by exponents. 3y squared plus 1 more y squared. How do I know this is 1 y squared? Because remember the identity property says what? Any real number is always times by what? 1. So if I don't see a number in front of it, it's assumed to be 1. It's not assumed, it is 1, which normally don't write them. If you want to write, you can. Sometimes I do write it. I just don't type them on the homework. So 3y squared plus 1 more y squared will give me 4y squared. All right, combine like terms. Y go next. 6y plus 4 more y, positive 10y. And at last, my positive 6 got nobody combined with, so still positive 6. So in this lecture video, I show you quickly how to combine like terms and how we can actually do distributive property first and bring all the terms to the outside and then combine. So what does combine like term really means? It just combine the term they're alike, and then once you combine them, that's all you got. Okay, that's all you have. There's nothing else you can do after you only combine the like terms. So this last answer here, 4y squared plus 10y plus 6, what does it mean? It means nothing. It means I got 3 terms just sitting here after I combine them. Okay, so with my little with my little box before. I always like to show students this. So let's imagine I got this box again, right? And here I got another box. And here I'm gonna get myself a star. I'm actually gonna give myself 1 star each. And I'm gonna give myself a heart. This is what combined like term means. Okay. So basically, if I put a number 2 up front, let's just say this is 2 minus 3. So what this 2 means is like your hand go inside the box to bring your heart and the star to the outside the box. So if you take a 2 times the heart, you get 2 of those stars. I mean the stars. And then 2 times the heart, that means I got 2 of those hearts. You know what, let's copy this. Okay, I put a sign with it. Normally I don't do the number in front. Normally the whole idea is bring these terms to the outside the box. So what do I do with what do I do once I bring them to the outside the box? Right, it's positive 2 here, so it's positive 2 heart. Minus 3 times the star, minus 3 times the heart. So what do I do once I bring them to the outside of the parenthesis? Okay, let me get my... So together, this whole thing is an expression. So what do? I begin to what? Combine like terms. So 2 star minus 3 more star. That should give me negative 1 star. 2 heart minus 3 heart. So that should give me negative heart. So what do I do with these two? What do I do with these 2 terms? Nothing. They just there. Okay. Now we can do other things with these answers down the road. You know, when we introduce into other modules in Math 108. All right. For right now, our job is bring them to the outside of parenthesis and then combine them. All right. That will conclude this lecture video on how to combine like terms. All right. Thank you for watching.